Anthony Hartwig here with a Lowellville girls basketball player profile, joined by Savannah Procick. Savannah, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, when we talked to Coach Moldelsky way before the year started or her season preview, one of the things that she talked about was the confidence of this team growing every day, and I think you're kind of the arrowhead of that. Um, how has your confidence continued to grow throughout your career?
I've always been a confident player. I started playing when I was really young, so I had time to adjust and get used to the sport. I'd say freshman year, I started a little less confident, and just as I got older, confident playing against people close to my age and everything definitely helped too.
What kind of things have you done to try to instill that confidence in your teammates and kind of build their confidence as well?
Us supporting them, just knowing that having them know that I have their back no matter what and that I believe they can do it, I think helps them too.
So coming into this year as confident, as a confident player and trying to raise the confidence of the team, what were some of your goals that you had for the year?
Um, they're just winning games. We've had some big games that we've taken on. We beat Ridge when we played them away. We just lost them last night, which that hurt. We beat McDonald for the first time in my high school career, which was definitely exciting, and just beating these teams that we haven't had the chance to beat in the past.
When you think about some of those moments that you've had this year and some of the moments that you're trying to gather and trying to hold on to, what have been some of your favorite memories so far?
Uh, I think beating McDonald was huge for us. Playing Crestview, we ended up losing, but just being in a game that had no expectations, people thought we were going to get blown out by 30 or so, and we ended up losing by, I think, 8 and stayed in it the whole entire time. That was really exciting.
I mean, when you have a game like that, I mean, Crestview is considered one of the better teams in Division 3. So when you have a game like that, how much does it kind of help you going forward, knowing that hey, we can compete with anybody if we play like that?
Yeah, I think something that has happened last year for us is going into tournaments. We always seem to pick up and play just better as a team. So we finished the end of the season strong every year, and I think that kind of set us to be ready for tournaments.
We're about getting into tournament time. It's just a week away, and last year you guys had a fun tournament going down to Badger, getting an upset win over the Braves.
Mhm.
How much have you guys used that experience as a springboard into this year?
Oh, we talk about it all the time. That was probably one of the most exciting games of my life, and hopefully we want to see them again sometime this tournament and try to do it again.
When you think about what the practices are like and how much intensity goes up for tournament time, especially for the seniors because it's winter, your basketball career is over. What is that starting to be like during practices and during these games when the season is winding down?
Knowing that Thursday is my last time ever playing on my home court, I'm definitely starting to feel it now. So taking practice serious and just working hard so we can elongate our season is what we're looking to do.
How are you going to handle those emotions on Thursday when it is your last game on that court?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna break down.
Every court has something about it though that makes it feel like home to athletes. So Lowville's got its own characteristic and its own uniqueness as a gym. What makes it feel like home to you?
We have all our senior banners. We get them done really big, and they hang up by the mezzanine. And we just have so many. And just knowing that I went through all these years with all my other seniors, seeing us up there is kind of huge.
We've been to plenty of games down in Lowville, and you guys really bring the student section. These students really support you guys. What's it mean to you to know that you have a community that backs you up?
It means everything. Our community backs us. Us as players, we back the boys. Like everyone's there for each other. Everyone wants each other to succeed, and it is something special.
And you're a multiple sport athlete, so you get to feel that in every sports season. What's that been like to try to balance all these sports and try to go right into the next one when the first one's over and try to keep that mentality up?
It's definitely a lot, but I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't constantly doing something. So, but yeah, there's days where I'll wake up, go to school at 7, practice right after school, get ready to cheer at a game, and not get home until 9:30 p.m. And those days are long, but it's exciting. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, that's crazy to be a cheerleader and the basketball player and do all the sports that you do in the other seasons. Um, what are some of your favorite things about the hecticness of your life?
I never have nothing to do. I always have something to do. Never bored.
What we talking about your basketball. What's your favorite thing about cheerleading and some of the best memories that you've been able to put, maybe able to make in that as well?
Every summer we go to a cheer camp with the team and we stay there for 3 days and then have a competition. And the 3 days with the team is so fun. And then we also always end up doing really well in the competition too. So it's a lot of fun.
What's your favorite cheer that you guys have? Do you have a favorite cheer?
I do, and everyone gets irritated with me because I call it every single game, but it goes blue and gold, blue and gold.
Which one do you think gets the crowd the most hyped up? Like, which one do you think is your go-to when you need to get the Lowellville students up and going?
We always do YELL, and everyone knows little hand movements, so the student section will join in with us, and it's really fun.
All right, so if you could have, let's just take it because we're gonna have no cheerleaders at the girls' games, obviously. But if there could be, if you could have some boys basketball players that you think would make great cheerleaders for the girls' games, which boys basketball players are you picking?
Anthony Luceni. He could be the one and only.
One and only. It's all you need. When you
Oh,
think about your teammates and what you've been able to go through with them, what teammate do you think have you gotten to know the most over the course of the season?
I think each season it's definitely changed. This one, I'd say me and Lily Very Capola, we kind of have like a little connection out in the court now, and it just makes like seeing the court a lot easier.
Which teammate are you the most confident in that when you're done with basketball and you're out of Lowville that you will absolutely stay connected with and absolutely like keep building that friendship with?
Avery Shoemaker. She's my
What
best friend. Playing this sport together too has definitely brought us even closer.
when we come back next year and we ask some of these Lowville players what it meant to them to play with Savannah and like what impact she left on the team, what do you hope the answer would be to that?
My positivity. I think I'm really well at staying positive and keeping other people positive because sometimes people get in their heads, and I think I'm good about staying out of my own head and helping other people get out of theirs too.
How much has Coach Moldelsky helped with that for you personally? I mean, we talked to her a lot. She's a great basketball coach. What has it meant to you to be under her?
Oh, so much. I think my confidence and all my ability comes from her. She's taught me so much over these past 4 years, for sure.
What do you think is the one thing that she's pushed you the most in, or she's gotten you to understand, or maybe a skill that she's really gotten you to master?
Um, I think defense in general, is something she's always pushed, and I think it's worked. I think we're a really good team defensively, so I think everything she's done with that has really helped.
We've talked about the community support, and obviously that's going to be one of the answers. But the question I have is, what makes you proud to wear the colors of Lowville and proud to represent that school?
Um, just the spirit. We have a ton of school spirit here. I think everyone is proud to be a Rocket, and um, the community is a big part of it. Just it's huge.
I can't believe I didn't ask this when you were talking about you being a multiple sport athlete, but I guess the question is now, which one's your favorite?
Basketball is my favorite for sure. I think I have a lot of fun with volleyball too, but basketball beats it.
All right, when you think about the best feeling in sports, so the best feeling in the basketball game, which one is it for you?
Going into a game as an underdog and coming out on top, shocking a crowd.
Shocking a crowd. What do you think is some of your favorite basketball memories that on the court memories that you've had? We've talked about on the court memories, off the court memories is what I meant. Off the court memories with this team.
We always do summer league every season, and it's a lot more laid back than your regular season, but you work on improving everything, and we just always make it so much fun.
We always talk about chemistry on a basketball team and how important it is. What are some things that Lowville does in their program to build team chemistry?
As a smaller community, we all kind of know each other already, so I think it helps just being friends with the people before you even start the sport, and then just growing those closer bonds as you're playing throughout the year.
What have been some of your favorite kind of team bonding exercises that you guys have been able to do over your career?
Hmm. Probably just going out. Like after games, we'll go out with our friends and everything, and that's fun.
So since it's your senior season and we do have to talk about the end, we also have to talk about the future and what kind of things you want to do after high school.
Right now I don't know where I'm going to college yet, but I am going for nursing, and yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Since you have such a good idea of what you want to do, is there a life experience that kind of drew you to nursing, or is it just something that you've kind of always wanted to do, or is it something you fell into? What made you go into that career and wanting to be a nurse?
See, my mind has changed like a million times on what I've done wanted to do, but over the past few months, I've really thought about nursing, and I think there's just a lot of opportunity with it, which is kind of why I'm leaning towards that.
All right, with all that change and all that decision making, what are some of the other options that you had swirling in your head?
Oh, let's think about this. I wanted to go into physical therapy at one point. I'd say probably the last thing I really thought about though was going to sports management. I think that would be really exciting. So that still crosses my mind every once in a while. But
So you're still looking for a school. Do you want to travel far away, or do you want to stay closer to home?
I like a little bit of in between. So I'm between three schools right now, and it's Ohio University, Kent State, and the University of Kentucky.
All right, Kentucky, okay.
Mhm.
When you think about those 3 schools obviously are in your reality, but if you had, like, a dream state where you could go and live, if you could go anywhere and say, "I wanna live for 4 years in this state," what state would it be?
Oh, if it wasn't so expensive, Hawaii.
What's your favorite, vacation spot that you've been to so far?
Ooh, we go to Key West every spring, and it's my favorite.
What about one place that you haven't been yet that you'd love to be?
Hmm. Probably Italy.
Where is there, like, a specific spot in Italy, or just drop me in the country anywhere?
Drop me in the country.
I
Yeah,
love
probably.
it.
I think Venice would be really exciting to go to.
Do you speak Italian?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
Do you speak any foreign language? Like, do you take a foreign language, I should say?
I did 3 years of Spanish, and I don't know much, but I have a little
How
bit.
much did that I was about to say, how much did that help you? We talk about, you're so hectic, you're always working, you always have something to do, but in your downtime, when you do get downtime, what are some hobbies that you have outside of sports?
um, I like to read. I definitely don't read as much as I'd like to, but every now and again I'll pick up a book, and I do a lot of shopping. That's what I do most of the time when I'm free.
Is there one book that you could read over and over and over no matter how many times you read it?
I'm not the type of person that can reread something. I
No?
can't read those either.
Alright, then, if that's the case, what has been your favorite book that you've read? The one that kinda really stuck with you the most?
Ooh. That's a tough question. I think in middle school I read the book All the Bright Places, and because one of my teachers she told me to read it, and I think it's been one of my favorites ever since.
Obviously, when you're assigned a book in school, it's not something that you pick. It's just like, "Hey, you have to read this." So, what's been your favorite book that you've been assigned to read as a assignment in school?
Ooh, I wish I don't even remember half of. What was it? I think it was called. Oh no, Dear John.
Okay. Well, that's a book, so we'll just go with it.
I think that.
Um, and then you talked about shopping. So the question is, what's the go-to, like, read the store that you go to the most?
Target. I will walk around in there for hours.
What's one thing that you spend more money on than you should?
Food. I The amount of times I get fast food a week is disgusting.
What's the favorite?
It's a tie between Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A.
Um, when you want a pregame meal, is there one of the fast food joints that you go to?
I usually go to Chick-fil-A if it's a game.
All right. What about postgame meal?
Ooh, that's usually Taco Bell because they're open late.
There you go. It's a toss up. One thing I want to ask you also is about your family. I want you to talk about your family a little bit and what makes them such a unique group and what makes them special to you.
uh, they're an amazing support system. Both of my parents have been there from the very beginning. My dad put me into basketball when I want to say I was 4 years old. He's coached me for many teams. He's been there for all of it. My mom's come. I don't even think you could count on your hands how many games she's missed out of since I was little. Um, we've done a lot of traveling basketball too, so we've been all over the country traveling, and they've always been there for me and supported me in everything I wanted to do.
All right, Savannah, before we let you go, if there's anyone else that you haven't mentioned in this interview that you want to thank or give a shout out to for their support, I want to give you the time to do that.
I would just want to thank my teammates, my coaches, the community, and my family. They're always there.
All right, Savannah, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate all the time. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you so much.